All right, so what we're gonna do in this video, first of all, my OCD. All right, we're gonna work on fenders, bodywork, inner fenders, and getting them done and in place. And we're gonna get Orange, our other four-door, the 71 four-door, in the shop. We've picked up another truck. Well, we've bought it, and I'm waiting for my trailer to get fixed. So we're gonna get that thing back soon. That'll be another upcoming video. But for today, we've got bodywork, we've got inner fenders, and I did some other crap, I don't remember. Check out the video. All right, so pretty well figured out my shape. I don't know if you can see this little wire here. This is going to be the shape of my inner fender. I got 5.5 inches down, and I got about, oh, let's look at this. Oh, let's go with 10 inches. And then we're gonna go down, ooh, I think we're gonna call it 5 inches. So I'm a little tiny bit overbent up here on top on the 90 and like 93 degrees, but this is just right. So we're going to duplicate this for the driver's side. Now that we've got that ready, I need to get this little square tubing out of here that's in my way. Hopefully I might have to pull the hood off just to do this. All right, first fitment of our inner fenders. And I think they're actually looking pretty good. We've got to fix this up here, so I got to trim that angle. Okay, so if I weld it up here, then I can bolt this together, and I could actually make it so this whole front clip would come off fairly easily in one piece. All right, so now I'm in a mad dash to get this fender off because I've got screws in the wrong place. So let's get to it. I gotta get this thing done. All right, so we just marked up this with a Sharpie so that we can hopefully realign it. So right here, where we connected the two fender assemblies, it dives in, and it dives in because they didn't just keep a nice straight fender on this. They curved these things. See, there's actually, you can't see it, maybe you can't. Right here, there's a little bit of curve down. So it actually curves down on that front, but it also bows out on this a lot stronger and then flattens off in the middle a little bit. So I'm gonna work with this, and from everything I've seen, first of all, I'm gonna keep getting dust down here. Right? Everything I've seen, it's work slow and steady and work slow and steady. Don't just pound on it. I'm the type that I just wanna start hitting it and get it right into place. So this is gonna take some patience on my part to get this done. So let's see what I can do. I'm going all out. I'm gonna get daring here. Let's see how much damage I can do. Because it's not going the way I want with just the hammers, or I just don't have the patience. All right, I basically have everything out now. I've got the torch to heat, I've got the welder. What I'm gonna try first is I'm gonna try really putting some weight on that, stretching that gap as much as possible, and then putting a little tack weld in it. That's what I'm gonna try first. Oh my heck, I might have actually freaking pulled it off. There's still a little bit of body work to do. You know, there's still some pounding, cleanup to really finish it off. Well, it's ugly on the outside. It's ugly on the inside, but it's straight. So I'll take it as a win. Some ugly welds though. That's some really ugly stuff. It's the first time I've done this, so deal with it. Wish you all could understand how frustrating auto body work is. Some of you guys do, clearly do. All right, so now you can see the copper plate through there. Now hopefully I'll be able to do a weld and not stick that copper to it. So let's do a test run. So that's what it looks like on the back side of the copper. Look at this. Went through and built those and welded them up and bolted them in. Got these things in place. Did a bunch of work on the fender. You can see those inner fenders in there. That's what we've been working on. Let's see. We've still got to tie this back across and build a section over here, and then we're going to build our pieces coming down. I'm going to wait to build those pieces until after I figured out where my airbox, my filters, and all that stuff are going. Because we still got to get a lot of turbos and, well, the turbo and a lot of ducting in place. So yeah, we'll wait on those inner fenders on the lower parts. All right, so this is the air filter assembly that was for the 3126 motor. So I could use this on the other truck. We don't need this, and we're going to modify this thing completely. I'm going to strip this thing down and see if I can fit this under the hood in there. It's going to be tight. All right, so my son was just asking me what this is. These here are like a little centrifugal force air filter. It gets the big particulates and then drops them out, and then they run out this little piece down here. So the big particulates would then fall into this, okay? And then it would shoot out. I'm guessing once you open this thing up, everything slides down to this point here, and it would go out and go down and out the exhaust and get blown out. Okay. This is the giant air filter for this engine. This side will go to the turbo, and this side will hook to the roll cage. I know it's like this huge giant thing, So what we're gonna have to figure out how to manifold this into the two snorkels. So luckily, so this thing is huge, okay? I'm thinking we got some work ahead of us. We gotta fix this giant, fit this giant thing in there.
What?
That was a bust. We'll find the part. If not, I've got another truck coming for parts, but it's not here yet, and I don't want to rub parts off of this one, so steering's just gonna have to keep waiting for the moment, another week or two. So now what we got to do is we got to build a plate to go in here underneath this, and then bolt that all together. I'm gonna go 25 inches tall. 6.5 by 25, and then we'll cut this corner here on the plate, and then that way we can kind of keep it sealed in between here, and we're going to put the plate in, and then we'll re-bolt this back to it, and then we'll actually weld this to that bolt, that plate, so that we'll get more supports on. Got the rubber mounts down here on the bottom showing. So basically this plate here mounts this and the radiator together. Then this plate here is the mounting plate. It's got a rubber mount right here, isolator, and then mounts to the frame here. So what we're going to do is we'll actually run some welds up and down this and weld this together, and on top and bottom, and go from there. There she is. So you can see we're all mounted up, bolted up, even found all of our hardware. What I want to do is weld. I'm going to do a little weld there, and then we'll do some welds. We'll pull it off, and I'll do some welds on the inside here too, just to help reinforce. And then we'll do welds down this, around here, and down around here. I'll probably cut that little front edge off there, just so it looks better. All right, so I just use a punch transfer set and marked, well, I clamped these things down first and then used a punch transfer set, and I have now marked off my bolt holes. So now we got to lift this thing back out, because I think that's the best way rather than trying to drill around it. We're going to lift this back out, or at least up and out of the way, and then we will drill these things, and then we're going to bolt this thing in tonight. It's actually pretty exciting for me. Finally, because this radiator's been kind of floating around and like, oh, is it gonna get damaged? Is it? So now it's getting bolted in tonight. All right, so this is my 71 F250 4-door short bed, and it came with a free motor. Well, of course it wasn't free. So this thing, when I went and picked this thing up, I thought, oh, sweet deal, no big deal. This thing's awesome. Winched it up on the trailer. We went in, looked at some of his projects, came back out. I'm walking past the truck and the trailer, look up. I see a sunroof through the driver's side door. I'm like, oh no. That just added a ton of work for me. Yeah, there's some rust down inside there. All we had was that protecting it. Somebody smacked that thing hard. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to work on fixing this and this and that, and we're going to replace this. So we'll pull this off and we'll pull that out, because there is not much rust. There's a little bit of damage down there from the added fuel tank. Okay, all right, so it's moving a little. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to get this out, and we're going to strip it down, and we're going to blast the cylinders with PB Blaster. Okay, if it's moving a little bit, we're going to see if we can save it. Now let's get in here and show you this thing. Show you what it looks like. Now, first of all, this door is messed up. And we have some Flintstone floor here. But, if you can see, it's this bracket right in there that mounts here underneath the dash, bolting through to another bracket. And then it creates a support up here to mount the steering column here to it. This is orange. I don't know what color we're going to paint this truck. but we're going to strip this and completely rebuild it and go retro on it. All right, so what I think we're going to do, my plans with this truck is I want to strip it, clean it, and blast it, repair it, and build it into a big highboy, big four-wheel drive. This thing's not Rust Belt rust, it's Utah rust, okay? So the floorboards, front cap mounts, the front fenders, you know, the corners there, they're shot, all right? All right, we're gonna go for the night. So you all have a great and wonderful week, and we appreciate you being here. Tell us, I don't know, what did I screw up the worst on this video? See you, everyone.